Before she was the regal Queen Elizabeth II or the fearless Magdalene Shaw, Helen Mirren was a rising star unafraid to push boundaries. She wasn't just another actress looking for safe roles. She had a fire in her that made her impossible to ignore. From the very start of her career, she made choices that set her apart, proving she had no interest in playing it safe. At just 24 years old, she took on Age of Consent in 1969, playing Cora, a free-spirited young woman who becomes the muse of an aging painter. The film was visually stunning, set against the breathtaking backdrop of the Great Barrier Reef. But it was Mirren's performance that truly stood out. She wasn't just playing a character, she was commanding attention in every scene. Even in a role where she was meant to be looked at more than heard, she refused to fade into the background. That was the first sign of what made her different. By 1972, her reputation as a fearless performer had only grown. She starred in Savage Messiah, directed by Ken Russell, a filmmaker known for his intense and visually striking films. This wasn't just another drama. It was chaotic, passionate, and filled with artistic rebellion. Mirren didn't just blend into the story. She became one of its strongest forces. She had a rare ability to be both vulnerable and commanding at the same time, proving that she wasn't content with just being another face in the scene. She made sure every role she took left an impact. Then came Oh Lucky Man. In 1973, a dark and surreal satire on British society. The film itself was unpredictable, mixing humor, social commentary, and absurdity. Mirren played Patricia, a character whose presence, though brief, left an undeniable mark. Even in an ensemble cast, she stood out. She didn't need to be the lead to make an impression. She had a way of making every moment on screen matter. That adaptability, the ability to move seamlessly between genres, made her one of the most exciting actresses of her time. And then there was Caligula in 1979, a film surrounded by controversy from the moment it was released. What began as an ambitious historical epic turned into something else entirely when explicit content was added after filming. Many actors distanced themselves from the final product, but Mirren handled it with confidence. As Casonia, she brought grace and authority to a film that could have easily overshadowed her performance. While the film itself became infamous, her talent remained undeniable. As the 1980s rolled in, she continued making fearless choices. In Hussy, she played a nightclub hostess in a gritty and emotionally charged film that explored raw and complex relationships. This wasn't a glamorous role. It was real, intense, and filled with depth. Mirren ensured that her character wasn't just a stereotype, but a fully realized person. She had an unmatched ability to bring authenticity to every role, refusing to be boxed into a single type of character. Then came The Cook, the Thief, his wife and her lover in 1989, a film as visually bold as it was shocking. Playing the wife of a violent gangster, Mirren delivered a performance that was both powerful and defiant. The film itself was provocative, filled with striking imagery and daring storytelling choices. But instead of being overshadowed by the intense themes, she took control. Her character wasn't a victim, she was a force of resistance, turning what could have been a passive role into something unforgettable. Throughout these years, she showed an unmatched ability to balance artistic risks with incredible performances. Whether in period dramas, surrealist comedies, or controversial films, she refused to be predictable. Every role she took was a statement, a declaration that she wasn't afraid of challenging material. She wasn't just performing, she was making history with her choices. Even as she transitioned into Hollywood blockbusters and mainstream success, that fearless energy never faded. She could step into any role, whether it was a historical icon, a crime boss, or an action star, and bring something fresh to it. Her early career was proof that she never shied away from difficult roles. Instead, she embraced the challenge. pushing herself to new heights with every performance. Actors come and go, but few leave a lasting mark the way Helen Mirren has. From experimental films to major Hollywood productions, she built her reputation on daring choices and unforgettable performances. And while today she is celebrated as a legend, those early years prove she was always destined to stand out. If you enjoyed this story, share your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more fascinating stories about Hollywood's most legendary actors, make sure to subscribe for more.